All 9 innocent victims are being laid to rest this week. Reverend Brenda Wilson, a member of AME Emmanuel, was nearly a victim too. But in an incredible twist of fate, she left the church just moments before the shooting. Reverend Nelson is out front tonight. And Reverend, I appreciate your coming on the program. I know this is just an incomprehensible situation that you're in. You were at that church just before the shooter arrived. You left at 7:35. You do usually stay for the Bible study, right? I mean, why is it that just on this Wednesday you happen to leave?
Well, you know, first of all, our Bible studies are usually earlier. We have Bible studies at 6 p.m., but tonight, on that Wednesday, it was delayed until 7:30, and I left because I had an emergency at home. My air conditioning unit during the day had just shut down, and I needed to go home to take care of that and hopefully get home in time to have a technician to come and see about my unit. So, you know, even though we see it as a emergency and we saw it as an inconvenience, I think that we now know by our faith, in our faith, through our faith, for whatever reason, it was God's divine intervention.
I mean, it seems that way. I mean, the killer arrived not long after you left. I mean, Reverend, you could so easily have been in that room. I mean, you should have been in that room, and ordinarily you would have been, right? I mean, you were so close.
Right. Exactly, and I think that's why there was such major confusion. Probably 10 or more hours after the event, when there were so many in the community, across our community, that had already gotten information that I was one of the fatalities. That was even reported early by one of the television stations that I was a fatality. And so later on Thursday, the school district actually issued a press release, a statement to the press, letting them know that they had spoken to me, I was well, I was safe, and asking them to please correct any erroneous information that was being provided to the community. So, you know, during that time, I was overwhelmed by calls, etc. Family members from away had gotten the word that I was a fatality, so of course they were in extreme shock. They were upset, they were grieving, they were mourning, and not knowing that I was at home safe.
Reverend, are you afraid that something like this could happen again?
I know, Erin. I think it's almost like 911, where you probably will never feel the same again. When 911 occurred, the way we travel by air, our travel changed. We were never able to go back to the old days. I think that it just gives you another level of awareness, and it's something that we move forward. But I think for me personally, though, it gives me another level of faith, even while I talk about the struggle with this, because it lets me know that regardless of what I see or what we think or what happens, that God is truly in control. And again, that's the voice of a minister, because
so
I recognize that without a shadow of a... Yeah, it strengthens my faith. Someone made a joke to me the other day. I was at my house, and they said, well, you do something. They were referencing a key. And I said, well, you know, after all what God has seen me through this past Wednesday, you know, I have no fear. I'm at another level, you know, in terms of knowing that except He allows, it won't happen. But we still are human. So we have the spirituality, we have the faith, but then we know that we have the humanity as well.
Well, thank you so much for sharing them with us. Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you.